To tell us more about Rex Education and to officially open today's event, let us hear from Rex Education's Chief External Affairs Officer, Ms. Danda Cremelda I. Buhay.
Good afternoon, and thank you everyone for making time to be with us today. Before we move on to today's exciting discussion and lecture, allow me to introduce to you the brand new Rex Education, a brand, a community, an advocacy, and a tradition of service dedicated to inspiring every Filipino lifelong learner to advance themselves and uplift others. With 70 years of service and dedication to education, we have evolved from that iconic bookstore that we all know to something bigger and more significant. From just providing learners with published educational materials, we are now accompanying everyone throughout their lifelong journey, learning in all forms beyond the walls of institutions, learning for delight, enlightenment, and fulfillment. And true to our tradition of service, Rex Education is guided by the Educampion philosophy, which seeks to rally and empower education duty bearers. We believe that all of us are educampions, champions for education who are all working with the best interest of the Filipino whole learner in mind. As Rex Education, our mission is to empower all duty bearers in the field of education to champion education no matter what the circumstances are. It is through and because of this that we are excited to spend the next 2 hours with you as we come together to unveil our most updated offering for the Philippine legal community. Through the years, this book, Tax Made Less Taxing, a reviewer with Codals and cases, has risen to become one of Rex Education's best-selling bar review materials. Today, we are launching the 3rd edition of this iconic book that includes new Supreme Court decisions and relevant BIR issuances up to September 2020 and incorporate the new train amendments. For bar hopefuls, Tax Made Less Taxing will help flesh out complicated tax concepts and will tackle previous bar exam questions from 2017 to 2019. For law practitioners, this book serves as the most updated reference and research material on anything tax-related, from doctrines and enumerations to percentage tax, excise tax, and documentary stamps. Rex Education's partnership with the distinguished author of this book to keep it updated and relevant is proof of our commitment to providing only the best level of service to every Filipino learner. And undoubtedly, just like in the past years, this book will be every student, lawyer, and government official's tax Bible to resolve pressing tax law questions and clarifications. Without further ado, let me introduce to you the author of this best-selling piece, a 2012 bar top-notcher, professor at Ateneo Law School, and associates at Ingles Laurel Calderon Law Firm. Our partner in championing legal education, Attorney Ignatius Michael D. Ingles.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm live now, right? Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Rex, for the kind introduction, and more so, thank you so much for the partnership through the years. So I'm here to talk about the book. I'm not really here to do a bar lecture or anything like that. I just want to keep it light. I want to keep it short because I know everyone is busy with their own bar review or busy with their own work or what have you. So I just have 2 points that I want to talk about. The first point is how I came up with this book. So this is the 3rd edition, 2021. I actually started writing this book way back in 2010. Yeah, 2010. Yeah, because if you look at my history, 2010, I was still in second year law school. So in second year law school, I was taking Tax 1 under Attorney Montero in the Ateneo Law School. And one of the challenges that anyone faces when they study tax law is there are just so many materials that you have to deal with. You have to deal with the tax code. You have to deal with jurisprudence. You have to deal with BIR regulations. So I had a really hard time at the start of my Tax 1 class with Atty. Montero because, and I'm sure my classmates also had a tough time because there wasn't like one singular material for you to study. You have so many papers in front of you. And if anyone knows me and my study tips, my number one study tip is to have one study material in front of you because it'll make it easier for your brains to memorize things. It'll be easy for you to go back to things that you might not understand because you know the material front and back. So in 2010, I started making this book. But of course, at that time, it was just me making a reviewer for the midterms and for the finals. Um, Eventually, the reviewer was used widely in law school with my blockmates. It was even used by people who were going to take the bar 2 batches ahead of me. And so when my friends told me that they used my reviewer for the bar, it gave me confidence to say that okay, this is actually working. So come Tax 2, I started making another reviewer for Tax 2. And that's what we have here with Tax Made Less Taxing right now. So Tax Made Less Taxing is actually a beefed up version of the reviewers I used to make in law school for Tax 1 and Tax 2. So this was when I graduated law school in 2012 and entered law practice in 2013. I would always reference my reviewer, and I would get questions from people in the lower batches in Ateneo asking me about any updates for the reviewer. Eventually, my wife introduced me to Don Buhain of Rex because they met in a function previously. And I went to Rex, to their office in QC. And from there, I submitted my manuscript. And thankfully, Rex liked the manuscript. I just fixed up the citations, but I kept the jokes. The jokes are very important. And from there, they published the first edition in 2015. They published the second edition in 2018. We then published the train supplement in 2018 as well. And then we came out with this edition, 2021. So it's something I've been working on for probably a decade. So that's a truthful statement because, like I said, this is the fruits of the reviewers I made in law school. So if you are a law student right now, then you have really nice reviewers that everyone uses, and maybe keep it, maybe update it. Who knows? Someday it might be a book, right? So that's a good surprise when Rex decided to take my book. So this book covers everything that was released by the Supreme Court and the BIR from 2018 to mid 2020, right? So I finished this manuscript mid 2020. So it has all the train amendments. It has all the BIR regulations with regard to train. It has all the Supreme Court jurisprudence, at least the relevant ones, up to 2020, September 2020. So it'll be a perfect book for people taking the bar this 2021 because I think there's a cutoff for the bar. I think this straddles the cutoff point. So if you're still are on the fence on what tax book to use, I think it's time for you to use this tax book, right? And if you are a fan of like K-pop and K-drama, I have a lot of K-pop and K-drama references in this book. There's only one BTS reference. I'm a huge BTS fan, as you can see with this shirt. So I didn't want to put all BTS reference in the book. But there will be one there, and you'll find out who my bias is because of that reference, right? So the reason why I put pop cultural references because tax is very technical. It's very hard to study. So it's very important for me to make it fun to study because from my experience, the funner the experience studying a subject, the easier the concepts will be to swallow and to understand, right? So what doesn't the 2010 third edition have? It doesn't have the create amendments because once we finalized the manuscript, Congress came out with the create law, right? It's the same thing that happened with me when we finalized the manuscript to the second edition 2018, they suddenly, well, not suddenly, they came out with the train law, right? So that's why we had to make a supplement. We're in talks right now, Rex and I, on whether to make a create supplement for this book. Hopefully, we do come out with a create supplement, so things will stay updated while still keeping the integrity of the third edition alive, right? So that's the first point I wanted to talk about. It's how this book came to be, what this book is about, what what you can expect from the book. The second thing I want to talk about um, is how to approach studying tax, right? So I teach tax 1 and tax 2 in the Ateneo Law School. And one of the first few things that I talk to when I teach tax 1 for students who are approaching tax for the first time is that I tell them that I know there are a lot of apprehensions when it comes to studying tax law. Why? Because of the numbers, right? We all know the joke that people who go to law school are those who aren't good with numbers. Of course, that's wrong because we have CPA lawyers. But the thing is, that joke is sometimes taken as gospel truth by a lot of law students because they enter law school not wanting to have anything to do with mathematics, right? It's the same reason why I joined law school. But the thing is, tax isn't really a math heavy subject. Yes, there are numbers. Yes, there are percentages. Yes, there are rates. Yes, there are a lot of zeros when it comes to your graduated income tax rates. But that's not really the essence of tax. The essence of tax is concepts and learning the systems when it comes to income tax, the systems when it comes to VAT, donor's tax, estate tax, and the systems in the local government, right? And these systems are things that you study in any kind of law, whether it be in succession, in civil law, in obligations and contracts. Law really is a system. And if you disabuse yourself with the concept that tax is a math subject and then concentrate on the fact that tax is actually a legal subject and you've been doing quite well in your other legal subjects, then you've won half the battle. You'll no longer be scared of studying tax. You might even enjoy it because it is enjoyable. But granted, it is very technical. The Codal is very hard to understand because it's a bit convoluted, but that's just how it is. But that's the reason why Tax Made Less Taxing is here. It's there to simplify tax matters. It's there to synthesize tax concepts. It's there to show you the system and help you break down the system so you understand the concepts within it. So anyone who wants to study tax is studying tax or is reviewing for the bar with tax or even tax practitioners. Of course, do your best. Don't be afraid of the numbers. And in the end, if you do get stuck with the numbers, then it's time to call an accountant friend. So that's usually my my advice to law students. Know the concepts, and if you're having a hard time, ask an accountant. But jokes aside, it's just really learning a law. And if you're used to learning constitutional law in all your subjects in first year and second year, then tax really isn't that hard of a subject to understand. So don't be scared. Dive into it. Try to learn as much as you can, and most importantly, have fun. So that's my talk. And like I said, I'm not gonna give like a tax lecture because it gets a bit boring, to be honest. So I just hope everyone here has a good time studying tax. Everyone gets a copy of Tax Made Less Taxing. I want to give a huge thank you to everyone on social media for the support when it came to Tax Made Less Taxing. I heard it sold out within a couple of days, so thank you so much. We're working very hard to restock copies so that everyone can get a copy and study it for the bar and our upcoming tax subjects. So thank you so much. Don't forget to follow me at Mickey Ingles Law on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. I post tax updates every Thursday called Random Tax Thursday Tidbits and Tax Made Less Taxing Tidbits. So I hope to see you online, to keep in touch, and I hope you all get a copy of Tax Made Less Taxing. And before I forget, I want to thank you I want to thank my law firm, the law firm of Ingles Laurel Calderon, who's been really supportive of my endeavors into legal scholarship and my endeavors in tax and sports law. And I also want to thank the Ateneo Law School, where I'm a full-time professor. I just want to thank the support of everyone there, both in the Ateneo Law School and in ILC Law. Right? These are my professional family, so thank you so much for the support. And of course, thank you to Rex for the very fruitful partnership that we've had since 2014. So thank you so much, Rex. Hopefully, we get to stay with this partnership until there's like a 15th edition of Tax Made Less Taxing. All right. So thank you so much. Back to you, Rex.
Thank you very much for the very rich presentation, Attorney Ingles. We are very honored to receive such expert guidance, especially at a time when the study and practice of law have become more challenging. In behalf of Rex Education, allow me to congratulate you on yet another feather in your cap with the release of this book. We look forward to learning more from you through your books and lectures. Congratulations, Attorney, and here's to more years of working together as stewards of legal education. All right. Please be informed that you may ask questions to the speaker by typing them in the comment section. There will be time allotted for Q&A at the latter part of the session. And to tell us more about what makes the book an expert guide and a resource in the study of law, let us all give a warm welcome to Attorney Lily Gruba, Bar Examiner of Tax and Commercial Law and Professor and Bar Reviewer of Tax Law at Ateneo Law School.
Hi, Mickey. Congratulations to the release of your latest book, Tax Made Less Taxing. Definitely, it's a book that must be read by any law students and any reviewees for the bar, because it will help them understand further the law on taxation. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Attorney Gruba. And now we are very honored to be joined by another legal expert who can best guide us on how we can use the book for an optimum learning, especially for the upcoming bar examinations. Let us all give a warm welcome to Attorney Michael Snoops Montero, Professor and Bar Reviewer of Tax Law at Ateneo Law School.
Congratulations, Attorney Ingles. A brilliant work from a brilliant mind. This textbook certainly helps not just law students but practitioners alike. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, Attorney Montero. We are very honored to have you grace this event and guide us through how the book can help and guide us achieve our dream of hurling the law bar exams. At this point, we will now be hearing more about how the works of Attorney Ignatius Michael Ingles plays a significant role in shaping our young lawyers, aspiring lawyers, and our public servants today. Let us all give a warm welcome to Attorney Mads Ong, Top 14 of 2018 Bar Examinations.
Hi everyone. My name is Mads. I was one of Mickey's thesis advisees in Ateneo Law and a really good friend of his. So just to give you a little bit of a background, I graduated from law school in 2018. I took the bar in the same year and officially became a lawyer in 2019. So all throughout my law school journey and for all of my tax subjects, I used Mickey's book. I actually have my copy here with me. So this is, I think, one of the older versions of Tax Made Less Taxing. So as you can see, I really used and abused this book. So it has all my notes, and this is the book that I used for my tax subjects and even for the bar. So what I really like about this book, and the reason why I used it, aside from him being my friend, is that it has all the materials that you need for tax. It has Codal, it has jurisprudence, it has BIR issuances, and you know that for tax you need to keep track of all of these things. And to have one material that summarizes all of that for you will be really helpful when you take the bar, and even for your tax subjects. So if you still don't have this book yet, do yourself a favor and go get one now.
Thank you for all these kind words, Attorney Gruba, Attorney Montero, and Attorney Ong. Hearing your praises of the book gives us utmost pride for having been chosen and entrusted with the publication of this masterpiece. In the same vein, allow us to express our gratitude to you as well for being stewards of legal education and of law practice yourselves. Now we're opening the floor for the question and answer portion with our author, Attorney Ingles, so feel free to comment your questions below. We'll be selecting 3 questions from the comments, and as we move forward, I will be reading the questions on our author's behalf. All right, for our first question, Attorney, from Marvin Ver. Good afternoon. As bar top-notcher yourself, what advice can you give to the bar hopefuls for this upcoming bar exam?
Oh, well, first off, good luck, everyone. I mean, it's a huge batch, this upcoming bar exam. My number one tip, which I've told everyone ever since, is that you have to have a good night's sleep before the exam, right? So it's very important. Saturday night, get a good night's sleep. Or if you want to sleep, just get a good night's sleep. Do not cram that Saturday night. As much as possible, if you can, stop studying by Saturday lunchtime, right? Just read your tips. That's all you have to do. Because the assumption is, and I hope the assumption is correct, that you have studied 6-7 months in preparation for the bar. An extra night won't help. So, and that extra night, that Saturday night of you cramming, might even do you a disservice, because it's very important that on Sunday, when you do take the bar exam, you are in tip-top shape, you're alert, you're wide awake. Because I've known a lot of people who have crammed that Saturday night, slept only an hour or 2 hours, and end up bombing the first exam, the Sunday morning exam, because they were too sleepy. I've actually known a couple of people who fell asleep during the bar exam, right? So that's not what you want. What you want is that you are awake, your brain fully functional for that Sunday morning exam. I always liken the bar exam to a sports competition, and you have to be in the game or in the match or in whatever sports competition 100%, right? You don't want to be injured before the event. If you don't sleep the night before, it's as if you're entering the match or the competition or the game hobbled with injuries. You don't want that. You want to be there in tip-top shape. So get a good night's sleep that Saturday night. Those 4 Saturday nights before the bar exam. It's very, very important. Cramming does not work. Okay, it doesn't work. And you have time right now to control it, right? And the only way you can control it is to make the most of your study time now. Because the goal, like my goal before, of course, was to pass the bar. But one of my mini goals was that on that Saturday night before the exam, I was confident enough with my preparation that I could get a good night's sleep. And that's what I did, right? So that Saturday night, I was just reading comics, I was playing video games, and I was asleep by like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. So Sunday morning, I was wide awake, I was alert, I was in tip-top shape for the bar exam. And that's what you want. That's what you want. So that's my number one tip. Thank you for that question.
Thank you very much, Attorney. For our second question from Ten Urbano, congratulations on your book, Attorney Ingles. My question is, what are the possible challenges we may encounter on the day of the bar exam? Do's and don'ts, please. Thank you and more power.
Thank you, Ken. Ken, right, for the congratulatory message. Some challenges, you might get sick. That's That's part of it. So always make sure that you have water, that you have medicine with you, like a Tylenol for headaches or a cold medicine. I remember during the third Sunday afternoon of my bar exam, I actually was sick. Thankfully, I was beside my blockmate, and she gave me some medicine during the lunch break, so I could finish the exam. So those are the things that you might encounter. Do's, again, get a good night's sleep. Um, don't cram. Be prepared, right? Keep your exam permit with you. Um, don't be afraid, right? The bar exam, it's meant to test fresh first year lawyers of basic legal concepts. So stick to the basic legal concepts. Don't think too much of the very, very complicated what if situations, because it's not going to come out in the bar exam. Stick to the basics, master the exceptions, and you'll be fine, right? So do have confidence in yourself, and don't doubt yourself. Trust your preparation, trust your teachers, trust your 4 years in law school. If you don't trust it, then you still have a couple of months to prepare. So don't take it for granted. Thank you for that question. Good luck with the bar exam this year.
Thank you, attorney. And for our last question from Agatha Veron, what's your advice po sa mga nag-struggle sa taxation subject like me? I'm a bar reviewee po.
Hi, Agatha. Thank you for that question. I guess a piece of advice, just stick to the basics. Other other people will say stick to the Codal, but I understand the Codal is hard to understand. So I think it's very important for you to get a good material, whether it's this book or another book that you're comfortable with, and stick with that. Again, it's very important that the material you are reviewing is something that you're comfortable with. If it's not a right fit for you, then I would suggest you look for different material, because tax is daunting to begin with. It's very technical, and you want a material that will jive with your brain waves, will jive with your study habits, will jive with how you study, because that's the only way that you'll be able to really grasp and fully comprehend the concepts. But again, don't be scared of tax. A lot of people do struggle with tax, and it's understandable. But have faith, have courage, and take heart to know that a lot of people who have struggled with tax actually did well in the bar exam. So, wag matakot. I always tell students, don't let fear get the best of you. Wag ka magpapauna sa takot. Unahan mo siya. And the best way to calm the doubts and calm the fears and the uncertainty is really good preparation. And since you still have time to study for the bar, then again, don't take it for granted. You can do it. Fighting.
Thank you, attorney. All right, and I think that's the end of our question and answer portion. Attorney Ingles, anything more you would like to say before we proceed with our raffle?
Well, again, I want to say thank you to Rex for this wonderful partnership. Thank you for trusting in my work and in investing in my work. I think it's been a great partnership so far. Hopefully, you can keep this partnership alive. I want to say thank you again to my law firm, Ingles Laurel Calderon Law Firm, where we practice corporate law, tax law, and we practice also sports law. I want to thank also Ateneo Law School for always the support, for giving me the time and the resources to pursue my academic pursuits. And I want to thank, of course, my wife and my son who are downstairs watching this. Thank you so much for the support and the love. And thank you to my family who's always been there. And I want to I want to give a huge thanks to everyone who supported, bought, read, highlighted the book, whether it's the first edition, the second edition, or this third edition. We wouldn't be here without your support and your patronage. So thank you so much. I hope I get to repay your 1,000 pesos plus with something valuable and something that could help you in the future as a bar reviewee, as a student, and as a practitioner. So thank you so much. Thank you for the support, and I hope you guys get to connect with me online. So thank you so much again.
All right, congratulations and thank you once again, Attorney Ingles.
Thank you.
All right, this time, as promised, we will now be giving away a copy of this new book. Who will be the lucky one to win the book Tax Made Less Taxing, a reviewer with Codals and Cases by our beloved author, Attorney Ignatius Michael D. Ingles. Again, reminder, we will be announcing the name of the lucky person for this raffle wheel. If your name is called, please comment down present so we know you're here with us. We will then verify if it's you who won. However, if after 30 seconds we did not see any comment, we will be drawing another winner from our list of registrants. Good luck! All right, congratulations to Art Arada. Once again, congratulations to Art Arada. You have won a copy of Attorney Ingles' new book. If you're here with us, please comment down present so that we can verify if it's you. We will be giving you 30 seconds to comment present on the comment section. Once again, congratulations, Art Arada. All right, congratulations to Art Arada. Once again, you have won a copy of Attorney Ignatius Ingles' new book, Tax Made Less Taxing, a reviewer with Codals and Cases. All right, once again, congratulations to Art Arada. A Rex representative will be sending you an email regarding the details on how to claim your prize. All right. On that note, we have come to the end of this afternoon's program. Indeed, it was a very productive learning afternoon with our legal luminary, Attorney Ignatius Michael D. Ingles, and our distinguished guests from the field of law. In behalf of Rex Education, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude for having been chosen as your partner in legal education. We look forward to more years of our fruitful partnership as we continue to work together to enable law students and lawyers achieve their dreams of becoming lawyers and excelling as one. To everyone who joined us this afternoon, thank you for learning with us and for choosing Rex to be your partner in learning. See you all on our next book launch and lecture. Thank you and keep soaring, Edu Campeons.